YNABers, my name is Jesse Meekum, and this is podcast number 17 for You Need a Budget, where we teach you 4 rules to help you stop living paycheck to paycheck. That's rule 4, get out of debt and save more money. Today, I'm going to talk about getting out of debt. And I speak with some experience because I'm out of debt. Though, I have to admit, I've never been buried under insurmountable debt. I've been in debt 3 times. One time was when I first got my credit card on the advice of who knows who to start building my credit, blah, blah. And so I pick up this credit card. It's a Visa. It was shiny. And then Julie and I were getting married, and I had the plan to pay off everything when I used the card. So I bought a bed to get into our tiny little apartment and forgot to make the payment and actually carried the balance for a month. So I was in debt then. I was mad because it was a $300 bed or something like that. And I paid interest on it. So my first experience with the credit card, paid interest. Lame. We got a lot better at it, obviously. And the second time that I carried debt was when we were launching YNAB 3. And I floated credit card payment for about 6 weeks, which I frankly don't recommend. And I would not do it that way again. Even though I recognize that everything worked out well in the end, I would do it differently. Third time we carried debt was for our house, and that's it. So we are out of debt, and it feels awesome. We never did anything crazy to get out of it. With the house, we got really, really aggressive, and any extra money we did have, we would pay toward the house, but we weren't, eating, rice every day for 3 years or anything like that. It was just a matter of really getting intense and not investing as much in the business in order to do that. So that was how we managed that side of things. Excuse me, I have a little bit of a cold. So today I want to talk about the debt snowflake method, which I quite like because I'm on this tiny habits kick. You guys listen to prior podcasts, you hear me raving about BJ Fogg from Stanford Persuasion and Technology Lab. I think that's what it's called. Talking about tiny habits. And one thing that's interesting and important is that the habit has to be small enough that you do it, and it needs to be easily doable. So I have this friend named Pete. He's a very smart developer. Not for me, unfortunately. Develops for a friend of mine. But he's trying to get out of debt, and he's decided to basically make one payment every day of $36 to this credit card that he's trying to pay off. And the credit card is going to slowly dwindle in its debt balance. The $36 every day, I'm not sure where he came up with $36 exactly, but what I love about this is it's a small amount, although it's daily. It's interesting because he is literally kind of thinking along the lines of, where can I make this $36 for today? Where am I going to get that money for tomorrow or the next day or the next 3 days? And he does some freelance work and picks up odd jobs and things like that to help. But I just love that it's a daily thing, a ritual where you just do it. And, at the end of every month, he's put $1,000 toward his credit card that he otherwise would not have done. And we know that, and he'll readily admit that because of past performance where he hasn't been paying down his debt. But a daily small amount, and suddenly he's just rocking and rolling. So it's the debt snowflake method. Snowflakes are small, but they add up over time. All you want to do with the debt snowflake method is any extra money you get, immediately turn it over to the, nasty people at the credit card company. So let's say you get a refund for something. Immediately write a check for that amount, send it off to the credit card company. Let's say that Visa gives you cash back for something, although to be honest, you really shouldn't be using your credit card at all if you're carrying debt. But as an example, reward points, you could cash that in and potentially throw that toward your debt. You find some money, make a payment toward your debt. Dig through your couch cushions, make a payment toward your debt. Someone gives you some money for your birthday, make a payment for your debt. Anything extra, any small amount, and the amount cannot be too small, hence the Snowflake name, which I didn't coin. What you want to do is just basically get in the habit of, hey, here's extra money. I'm sending it toward my debt every single time. And I would love to see millions and millions and millions of tiny little payments to the credit card companies for $2, $3, $7. Have them process all that. And, I don't know, stick it to them with those tiny payments. I think that's kind of fun. So that is the Dead Snowflake method. I encourage you to try it. You can take a look at your YNAB budget, your You Need a Budget, and you can examine through your categories and say, well, is there anything I could snowflake off the top here? Just scrape it off the top. So you got a few categories. You think, could I squeeze $5 here, $5 here, and $5 there? Could I look at 10 categories and squeeze $5 across each of them, totaling $50, and then send that off to the credit card company? That's what I want you to be able to do. So you look at your budget categories and snowflake those. Just take a look. Pull 50 cents off of every category. And I know there are some of you with 80 categories, so that's no small amount, $40. I know there are some of you with 80 categories. Promise. I don't know how many we have, but it's not 80. I think it's a little crazy. But if you need to be that granular to be aware, then more power to you. So look at your categories, snowflake them, just skim a little off the top, and see if you, one, don't feel it, and two, after 10 months, are making serious progress on your debt payments. So that is the podcast for today, short and sweet. Get out of debt. You will love it. I speak from experience. It is awesome. The business is better because I don't carry around debt personally, and the business doesn't carry any debt. I'm more agile. I can take on more risk. I didn't hire like we've hired lately until I was completely out of debt. I just didn't feel comfortable with it. Getting out of debt will allow you to take risks that you otherwise would turn away from. And with that, you'd be turning away from potential reward. So get out of debt. You will love it. I promise you. I promise you. That is the podcast. Until next time, follow YNAB's 4 rules and you will win financially. You have not budgeted like this.